Jó estét kívánok, hogy vagy, jó? I'm sitting in the car outside the hotel. Being the gentleman that I try to be, I dropped Michelle off at the front door. She was wearing those big high heels today, and we just finished dinner. And I gotta tell you, you know what? I didn't do a video today, and I miss doing the videos. I miss doing my commentary videos. And I gotta tell you the not to take anything away from the Blue Mountains or anything like that, but probably this weekend the Blue Mountains has been the biggest disappointment of the trip so far. And I say that for a couple reasons. One is the weather. The weather has just. I got here yesterday. It was sunny. It was beautiful, and I was just so looking forward to just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And woke up this morning to just it was gray and foggy and it just misty. It just wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all. And so we made the most of it, as you see from the video that I uploaded. We made the most of it. Did a wonderful walk. Saw the Three Sisters, and rode the train back up. So the day wasn't a total loss, not by any stretch of the imagination. It really wasn't. It wasn't a total loss at all. But the other thing with the area here, and I didn't anticipate this. I mean, I'm used to, I've been traveling the United States now for the last 3 or 4 years, and I've hit damn near every national park that you'd ever imagine in the United States. And I didn't expect that the towns would be as oh, I don't know, run down as they are. Kabuta, is that the name of the town? Kabuta or Kambuta or something like that. I mean, that place is really really run down. I mean, it's it just short of saying it's a, well, I'm not going to say what I think it is, but I can say what it's not. It's not what I expected it to be. And Lura, the little town where we just had dinner, that's a charming little town. It's a quaint little town, but nothing like what I'm used to back. When you go to a national park back home, usually the surrounding areas are built up a little bit. And but anyway, so that was my surprise, a little bit of a disappointment. Um, but these are mountain towns. They're mountain towns. There's probably not a lot of services up here, and not a lot of employment opportunities and what have you. But as far as the nature goes now, I don't want to take anything away from the nature. It's a beautiful place. It really is. The Three Sisters and the walk we did today and everything else that I've seen, it's beautiful. It really is. So I don't want to take anything away from just the beauty and the grandeur of the Blue Mountains. I was walking down that trail today, and all the while I kept thinking to myself, I'm in the Blue Mountains. I'm in the Blue Mountains of Australia on a bushwalk. You just have to stop and think sometime, and just pinch yourself that that's where you're at. But anyway, and then the big news today is that they declared that if you're going to go into New Zealand, you got to self isolate for 2 weeks. And it's interesting that they say that, because I've been thinking about going to New Zealand and staying for 3 months lately. With all the stuff that's going on in the world and everything, I thought, boy, New Zealand would be a nice place to just go and hang out for a few months. And then they come out with the news that you got to self isolate. And Michelle was of the opinion that, well, maybe you could just, just tell them you're going to self-isolate, like wink, wink, and don't do that. And I said, no, 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 no. That's not, I don't want to do that. So I start, my brain starts kicking in, how could I self-isolate in New Zealand if I were to land in New Zealand? And getting a place to stay for 14 days isn't a problem. That's not the problem. But the problem is getting enough supplies or food or what have you, getting enough biscotti. I don't know if they've got a Costco in New Zealand. I don't think they've got a Costco in New Zealand. If they had a Costco in New Zealand, then stocking up for 14 days wouldn't be a problem. But I don't think that they got I don't think they got I could go to Costco here in Australia and get an extra suitcase and pay for the extra bag and then self-isolate. I could do that. But anyway, so I just thinking about that whole thing, and I'm just toying with different ideas. I mean, next weekend, tomorrow I'm leaving and I'm driving to go see Carlo. Gonna go see Oz, and either arrive late tomorrow evening, but most likely Monday or something, and spend the week with Carlo. And then Michelle will come down and we'll do the Great Ocean Road. But after that, it's anybody's guess. It's anybody's guess. I just, as I've been giving it some thought, since New Zealand came out with this new policy, as I've been giving it some thought, I'm thinking to myself, okay, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Do I want to go to, excuse me a moment. All right. Do I want to go to Adelaide? Go to Adelaide and hang out in Adelaide? Do I want to go to, you know what I keep kicking around in my mind is dropping Michelle off at the when I take Michelle to the airport, returning my rental car and jumping on a plane and going to Tasmania. Just go down to Hobart and rent an apartment down there for a couple weeks. Just a nice apartment, stability, no moving around. Just have a nice apartment somewhere near the city center. Rent a car on the weekend and go do a tour of the island and what have you. I kicked that idea around. Renting a place in Adelaide. I don't know, but as I think about it, my thoughts keep coming back to one thing. And that is, as a young kid growing up, thinking to myself, when I get older, or my goal in life is to travel the world at will. To be able to travel the world at will. And as I sit here thinking to myself, where do I want to go? Do I want to go to Tasmania? Do I want to go to Perth? How about Adelaide? How about going back up to Airlie Beach and the Whitsundays? I'm traveling the world at will. It's absolutely it's unbelievable, and all the stuff that's happening with the coronavirus and everything. You know what? Like I was telling Michelle at dinner tonight, the thing that always challenges me about such a situation is just the disruption of life. Just the disruption of life. Just some of the simplest things, some of the more complex things. Just how such a situation can just disrupt, just life as we know it. And that's the biggest challenge for me. But anyway, and it's not going to be the biggest challenge for me if I don't get in. And Michelle's probably wondering, where the hell am I? I'm going to stop this video and there's probably 2 or 3 texts wondering, maybe she thinks I got bit by a brown snake or something like that on the way back from the car. But anyway, hope everybody out there has a great day. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. All that stuff. And let's just hope for the best. With this whole virus thing. Let's just hope for the best. All right. Take good care.